Imagine a foreign power silently infiltrating the United States' most secure systems, gaining access to sensitive information without anyone noticing. This is not a scene from a spy thriller. It is the reality of modern cyber warfare, where the battlefield is digital and the stakes are incredibly high. China, a rising superpower with advanced cyber capabilities, has been accused of exploiting backdoors in US internet service providers, creating a silent but powerful presence within American networks. This breach has allowed them to spy on American citizens, steal intellectual property, and potentially disrupt critical infrastructure, posing a significant threat to national security. This is a wake-up call for the United States and the world, highlighting the urgent need for enhanced cybersecurity measures. The digital age has ushered in a new era of vulnerability, one where the battleground is not a physical landscape, but the ethereal realm of cyberspace, where data and information are the primary targets. The implications of this cyber espionage are far-reaching, affecting not just national security but also economic stability and public trust. They challenge the very foundation of trust in the digital infrastructure that underpins the global economy, making it clear that no system is entirely secure. This essay examines how China allegedly used US ISP backdoors for espionage, delving into the methods and tactics employed. We will delve into the historical context, the geopolitical ramifications, and the broader implications of such cyber activities, and the potential economic fallout, which could be devastating for businesses and economies worldwide. We will explore the US response, including measures taken to mitigate the damage and prevent future breaches, and the broader impact on various sectors, from healthcare to finance to energy, all of which rely heavily on secure digital infrastructure. Finally, we will analyze future trends in cyber warfare, emphasizing the role of artificial intelligence and next-generation hacking tools, which are becoming increasingly sophisticated, emphasizing the role of artificial intelligence and next-generation hacking tools, which are becoming increasingly sophisticated and harder to defend against. This is a story about the intersection of technology, espionage, and global power dynamics, illustrating the complex and often unseen battles being fought in cyberspace. It is a story that underscores the urgent need for robust cybersecurity measures, not just at the national level, but globally and international cooperation in an increasingly interconnected world, where the actions of one nation can have far-reaching consequences for others. The September 11th terrorist attacks fundamentally reshaped the United States' approach to national security. The Patriot Act, passed in the wake of these attacks, granted the government sweeping surveillance powers. While intended to prevent future terrorist attacks, the act inadvertently laid the groundwork for future vulnerabilities. It allowed the government to compel companies to provide access to user data, often without a warrant. This data included everything from internet browsing history to personal communications. While proponents argued that these measures were necessary to keep America safe, critics warned of government overreach and the erosion of privacy rights. The act essentially forced companies to build backdoors into their systems. These backdoors, intended for US intelligence agencies, could potentially be exploited by foreign actors. This is precisely what happened. Chinese hackers, leveraging their sophisticated cyber capabilities, allegedly infiltrated these backdoors. They gained access to sensitive data flowing through US ISPs. This access allowed them to conduct espionage on a massive scale, targeting government agencies, private companies, and even individual citizens. The Patriot Act, while well-intentioned, had the unintended consequence of making the US more vulnerable to cyber attacks. It highlighted the delicate balance between national security and individual privacy in the digital age. This balance remains a subject of intense debate to this day. China's rise as a global superpower has been accompanied by a sophisticated and aggressive cyber strategy. This strategy is not just a recent development, but has been in the making for years, reflecting the country's long-term vision and meticulous planning. China sees cyber dominance as integral to its ambition of becoming the world's leading power by 2049. This goal is part of a broader national strategy that encompasses economic, military, and technological advancements. The country has invested heavily in developing its cyber capabilities, creating a vast cyber army within its military and intelligence agencies. These investments are aimed at ensuring that China can both defend itself against cyber threats and project its power in the digital realm. China's cyber strategy is multifaceted, involving a combination of offensive and defensive measures. This dual approach allows China to be both a formidable adversary and a resilient defender in the cyber domain. It focuses on both offensive and defensive capabilities. On the offensive side, China has been known to engage in cyber espionage, targeting foreign governments, corporations, and institutions to steal valuable information and intellectual property. Offensively, China engages in cyber espionage to steal intellectual property, gather intelligence on foreign governments, and gain a competitive advantage in key industries. This has led to numerous high-profile cyber attacks attributed to Chinese state-sponsored actors. Defensively, China aims to secure its own systems and infrastructure from cyber attacks. This involves not only protecting government and military networks, but also safeguarding critical infrastructure and private sector assets. A key component of China's cyber strategy is its focus on information dominance. This means not only controlling the flow of information within China, but also seeking to influence the global narrative in ways that are favorable to Chinese interests. This means controlling the flow of information within China and influencing the global narrative. By shaping public opinion and controlling the dissemination of information, China aims to maintain social stability and project a positive image internationally. China's Great Firewall is a prime example of this strategy in action. This sophisticated system of internet censorship allows the government to monitor and restrict access to information, effectively controlling what its citizens can see and share online. It allows the government to censor internet content and control what information its citizens can access. This level of control extends to social media platforms, search engines, and even private communications, ensuring that dissenting voices are minimized. China's cyber strategy poses a significant challenge to the United States and its allies. The aggressive pursuit of cyber dominance by China has led to a complex and often contentious relationship between the two superpowers. Its aggressive pursuit of cyber dominance, coupled with its willingness to engage in espionage and intellectual property theft, has created a climate of distrust and heightened tensions in the cyber realm. This ongoing rivalry has significant implications for global cybersecurity and international relations. This rivalry between the two superpowers is likely to define the future of cyber warfare. As both nations continue to develop their cyber capabilities, the stakes will only get higher, making cybersecurity a critical area of focus for policymakers and security experts worldwide. Bridge over troubled waters, exploiting the backdoors. The revelations of China's alleged exploitation of US ISP backdoors sent shockwaves through the cybersecurity community. This was not just a minor breach, it was a significant compromise of national security. How did China manage to penetrate what were supposed to be secure systems? The answer is both complex and alarming. The answer lies in a combination of sophisticated hacking techniques and strategic exploitation of vulnerabilities. These hackers are not just skilled, they are methodical and relentless. Chinese hackers are known for their patience and persistence. They are willing to play the long game, often spending months or even years probing their targets' systems. They meticulously look for weaknesses to exploit, often using advanced tools and techniques to remain undetected. Once they find a vulnerability, they exploit it with surgical precision, often leaving no trace of their presence. This makes it incredibly difficult for cybersecurity experts to track and mitigate the damage. In the case of the US ISP backdoors, Chinese hackers likely used a combination of techniques including zero-day exploits. These are attacks that target previously unknown vulnerabilities in software or hardware. These exploits are particularly dangerous because they can be used before developers have a chance to patch the vulnerabilities. They are particularly dangerous because there are no patches available to fix them. This leaves systems exposed and vulnerable to attacks. Social engineering. This involves tricking individuals into giving up sensitive information, such as passwords or login credentials. Hackers often use phishing emails or phone calls to deceive their targets. Malware. This is malicious software that can be used to gain access to systems, steal data, or disrupt operations. Malware can be disguised as legitimate software, making it difficult to detect. By exploiting these vulnerabilities, Chinese hackers were able to gain access to the backdoors built into US ISP systems. These backdoors were originally intended for maintenance and troubleshooting, but were turned into entry points for cyber espionage. Once inside, they had a treasure trove of data at their fingertips. This data included sensitive information, personal details, and even classified documents. They could intercept internet traffic, steal sensitive information, and potentially even disrupt critical infrastructure. The implications of such breaches are far-reaching, affecting not just national security, but also the privacy and safety of individuals. The silent war targets and objectives of Chinese cyberespionage. China's cyberespionage campaign targeted a wide range of sectors, including government agencies. China sought to steal sensitive information about US foreign policy, military capabilities, and intelligence operations. Defense contractors. China targeted companies developing advanced weapon systems and technologies to gain a military edge. Technology companies. China sought to steal intellectual property and trade secrets from leading US tech companies to bolster its own tech sector. Financial institutions. China targeted banks and other financial institutions to steal financial data and potentially disrupt the US economy. The objectives of China's cyberespionage campaign were multifaceted. They included gaining a military advantage. By stealing military secrets and technologies, China sought to close the gap with the US military. Boosting its economy. By stealing intellectual property and trade secrets, China sought to give its own companies a competitive advantage. Enhancing its global influence. By gathering intelligence on foreign governments, China sought to gain leverage in international affairs. China's cyberespionage campaign represented a significant threat to US national security and economic interests. It highlighted the growing importance of cybersecurity in the 21st century and the need for a comprehensive strategy to counter this threat.